everybody, this is Carrie from Snip to It. You're about to learn a Cricut text technique you've probably never tried, but definitely should. We're going to create intertwined text, which makes your words look like they're woven together. All of these cards use the same simple technique, and the best part is you don't need any special software, just Design Space. I'll show you exactly how to do it step by step using this elegant wedding congratulations card as our example. So let's get started. We'll begin by writing out the text and choosing our fonts. This technique can work with all kinds of fonts, but I'm going to keep it elegant by pairing a nice modern serif for my base with an elegant script over top. The base font I'm using is called Onofa Serif, and you'll notice that the letters are tall, narrow, close together, and give me plenty of room near the bottom to overlay my script font. My script is called Fleur de Lis, and it has these really nice looping flourishes that will be perfect for that intertwined look that I'm going for. You can get both of these fonts for free, and if you'd like a list of perfect fonts for intertwined pairings, you can follow the link in the description below. So once you've added your text to the canvas, it's time to arrange the words. Notice that my script text is the top layer. And what you want to do is specifically look at parts of the script that you want to appear to be looped around or behind the base text. In this case, both the E and the A have these nice loops that I'll intertwine with the H, P, I, and L. And I'll also have the chance to loop these lowercase e's around the A and the Y. Make sure that your top text is sized so that you can do all the looping you want, and make sure there won't be too many tiny pieces left behind once you slice. Okay, so to finish this off, I'm going to weld my script text. Now select both layers of text and click Slice at the bottom of the Layers panel. Now there are 4 layers, and I'm going to give them each different color so I can keep them organized. The first, topmost layer is the parts of the script text that don't overlap anything, and I'm going to color this orange. The second layer is the parts of the script that overlap the base text, and I'm leaving this yellow. The third layer is the parts of the base text that are overlapped by the script text, and this layer is exactly the same as layer 2. I'm going to color this layer blue, but you won't see it unless you delete parts of layer 2 above it. The fourth layer is the parts of the base text that aren't overlapped by anything, and I'm just going to leave this black. One thing I want to just note right now is that through this tutorial, when I'm selecting a layer, I will only click it in the Layers panel. I don't want to accidentally move or resize any of my layers, so clicking them in this panel is better than selecting them on the canvas, and I suggest you get used to doing the same thing. So this is all 4 of our layers pulled apart so you can see them. Putting them back together into the script layers and the base text layers, I'm going to take you through our next steps. So what we'll do first is use the contour tool to hide parts of the yellow layer wherever we want it to look like the script is behind or hidden behind the base text. Then we'll use the contour tool to work on the base text. We'll keep every piece of the blue layer that was deleted in the yellow layer to fill in the base text. And then all other pieces of the blue layer will be hidden to create gaps for the script text to just sit in. In the end, we'll have a united script layer and a united base layer that fit together like puzzle pieces. This is called a knockout design. So to use contour, first I'm going to move the whole design to the bottom of the canvas window so I can see it while I have the contour window open. I'll be using the design on the canvas as a guide for the selections I make in the contour window. Select layer 2 in the Layers panel and open the contour window. This is the yellow script layer, and we're going to hide all the parts of this layer that we want to appear looped behind the base text. So click to hide each part of the script that you want to appear behind your other letters. I'm going to hide parts of the E and A mostly, but then I'll also make it look like the lowercase e's are looped around the base text. Once you're done, select layer 1 and layer 2 in the Layers panel and unite. This will be the finished script layer. Next, select the blue layer from the Layers panel. This is the original third layer, but since we united layers 1 and 2, this is now in position 2 in the Layers panel. Open the Contour window and click Hide All Contours. This will hide all but the largest piece of the layer, and you will now see a bunch of white gaps in the design on the canvas. What you'll do now is click on each segment of the blue layer corresponding to those white gaps, and you'll see the gaps on the canvas turn blue as you fill them in. Before you close the window, make sure you've clicked to hide the largest segment of the blue layer, then close the contour window. Select the blue and black layers from the Layers panel, which are the original layers 3 and 4, and click Unite from the Combine menu. Now the base text layer is complete. Now that we're finished with the layers for our text design, we just have to check them for extra cut lines. I'm going to change the color of my base text so that I can check it. Sometimes when you try to unite sliced pieces back together, they show an internal cut line between them. So in order to fix these, I'm going to select a shape from the Shapes menu and use it to patch that little cut line. Just zoom in really close, select your shape, then resize and maneuver it around so that it covers the cut line. When you're finished, select the shape in the Layers panel and click and drag it into the Unite group for the layer you're patching. Once you're finished patching any little cut lines, your design is totally finished. So now I've sized my design to fit the 5x7 wedding congratulations card I've made. And I've uploaded a card base and panels that I designed in another program, including a watercolor illustration that I'm going to print and cut. All I need to do now is change this cut line to a score line on the card base, and I'm ready to click Make. So now that I've cut and weeded my base text, I'm going to use an old not-so-sticky piece of transfer tape to transfer it to the watercolor panel. I like to use an embossing stylus to do letter transfers onto cardstock. Next, I'm just going to place and transfer my script text. I've split up ever and after into 2 separate words to make it easier to fit over top of the base text correctly. The script will fit into the gaps in the base letters like a puzzle, and all you need to do is figure out the correct angle to place it at. When you go to place the text over the base, you'll see the gaps where it all lines up and fits together. And I'm just going to use my embossing stylus to transfer the script text too. Once all my words are applied to my printed panel, I'm just going to use some tape runner to stick it to an offset and then onto the card base, and my card is totally finished. I hope this gave you some inspiration to try the intertwined text technique in your own projects. It's such a simple way to add a big impact. If you found this helpful, be sure to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe for more Cricut tips and creative ideas. And if you have any questions, or if you try this technique yourself, please drop us a comment. I'd love to hear from you and see what you make. Thanks so much for watching, and happy crafting!